Hey guys, this is Nick. I just got back home from going to locals and eating dinner. Today was a special kind of tournament because it was pretty much the last week that you can use the Descendant build. If you guys don't know, the Descendant is a Narukami card that is really strong. It's part of the Eradicator archetype. Let me see if I could find a copy of the card. I actually have an Eradicators deck, and I use it at my locals a lot. I never won a tournament with it, because I would not make the tiebreakers, or I'll just get knocked out by another Eradicator deck. This is the card that I'm talking about. Dragonic Descendant. His effect is, if you attack and the attack fails and it's a limit break ability, you can counterblast one, discard 3 Eradicators, and he'll stand back up and he'll gain a critical trigger. And the thing is, he'll also maintain his twin drive, so the cards you discarded would pretty much be replenished. And most of the time, people are just discarding their grade 3s that have been cluttering their hand, or they'll discard the perfect guards and whatnot because it's the final turn anyway. It doesn't matter, and they would pretty much win it from there. The only weakness to the deck itself is that if the game drags out too long, you would probably deck out. You don't want to keep on using Descendant's effect because you'll lose your hand eventually, or and so on. Just a lot of bad stuff. But it's the last day you can use 4 of them. He's going to be restricted at 2. I had a choice. I built a experimental deck, which I am going to reveal. I think it's unique. I haven't seen any other deck that's like this, but and I was going to keep it a secret, but maybe if I reveal it anyway, you guys can give me some advice on what you guys think, and I'll just make the deck better. Anyway, there's no point of keeping it a secret. Plus, I can't keep secrets, because I think the deck's really cool. Let me just show you the stuff I bought today, though. I did buy some stuff. Bushiroad released some sleeves. If you guys know the anime Infinite Stratos, I bought this. It was 735 yen, not bad. You can't use them for Vanguard. I was gonna use them for maybe for Vice Schwartz, or I guess I could use them for Vanguard. But these are like magic size. They're standard size. She's like, the show's okay. If you ever watch the show, it's alright. But she's like my favorite character in the series, so I bought that. This was pretty neat also. I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but I do know Pikachu. I played Pokemon for a little bit, and this was pretty cool. It's called Pikachu World, where they have a bunch of different languages. Kind of blurry, but that's a English one. You can see the American flag. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you guys can tell. You can see the different flags. That tells you. It's pretty neat. Yeah, this was only $8 or 850 yen. So let's get to the deck. So, you guys don't know what deck we're talking about. I used Gold Paladin. Yeah, not a big surprise. Thing is, Gold Paladin's a really underplayed clan. Most people play the Liberators, and if anything, they don't really play that either, because most people just stick with the Descendant. So I used the Gold Paladin non-Liberator build. But the thing is, this is the catch. I do use Liberators, and the thing is, even though I'm using this as the starting Vanguard, that's not the boss. You guys know who it is? It's not Chrome Jailer either. It's Spectral Duke Dragon. This is the key boss of the deck. When I say this deck was unique, it's because it's a Spectral Duke deck without the ride chain. I completely ditched the ride chain. I'm just not a fan of the ride chains. I'm not for all the other clans. I don't even like it either. But I wanted to find a way to make Spectral Duke Dragon work, and I got the idea from the festival report, and I think I mentioned earlier in my older videos. I think the best way to win Vanguard, personally, is more drive checks. And Gold Paladin has that with Pelennor. You can do more drive checks with Pelennor, which I built that deck in English. and it worked out really great. But this one but I prefer the Spectral Duke because that can get you a 4th attack and it's more consistent. But the thing is, though, he's kind of reliant on the ride chain. Plus, you're going to be missing out on his other effects. The benefits of the ride chain is that you get, you can retire a unit and then superior call 2 more units. So you don't get that benefit with this deck. But you definitely get the benefit of attacking again. Now, how I made it work, see, I only run 3 Special Dukes and 1 Blonde Ezel. That's the reason why I run this, in case I miss my ride and I'll have to do the regular beat down. It's the break rides. Now, break rides are really good, but the thing is, not too many people use it. Most Eradicator decks don't use it, and then when Liberators use it, it doesn't really matter because they're already swinging for crazy numbers. So the break rides for Liberators is just more icing on the cake. But this deck, it really does great because first of all, it's 11k, so you can sit there, and then for the final turn push, you break ride with Spectral Duke, and you have a strong full field rearguard columns. Then it's pretty much game. The guy that used the break ride Spectral Duke, he did use the ride chain, and the thing is, what I saw the potential of the Spectral Duke without the ride chain is this card. He's not out yet, so you can't use it, but he pretty much gives you the Special Duke kind of effect where you can superior call 2 units from your deck. Plus your Spectral Duke will get the plus 10k. Pretty much. So once this guy becomes legal, I'm going to replace it with Gancelots. But the thing is, Gancelot's working really good. It swings for big numbers. Plus, if you break right with Ezel, it's just ridiculous. They're not guarding that unless they have the perfect guard. They're just going to let that one through. They're not going to even bother. Because the deck's not exactly ride chain reliant, it's not exactly a deck made to gain pluses or gain a lot of defense. It's really aggressive. The trigger lineup I use is 12 critical triggers and 4 heals. If you want to know the artwork for the criticals, I'm using the Silent Punishers, the Eponas, this guy from the starter deck, and then 1 of this guy. I try to get more of him, but I couldn't find any. So that's the downer for that. So I used 12 crits, 4 heals. Throughout the tournament, I double critted somebody once, and then every time I did get a double crit on something, they perfect guarded anyway, and then they had enough to guard the other attack, so it didn't really matter. But getting double crits is a lot easier with 12, for obvious reasons. The grade 1 lineup, I used 2 Nimoys, 4 of the 8k Vanillas, 4 of this guy, he's the Counterblast 1, he gets plus 1,000, and then 4 Perfect Guard. You're pretty much your only defensive capabilities. Well, I have 1 more defensive card, but he's more of a placeholder until the deck can be a bit more aggressive, because I'm using the Lancelot version. That's the lion I'm talking about. I only run 1 lion. I could swap it out for a 3rd Vivian. I run 2 Vivians, because, the deck's not exactly plussing or getting a bunch of cards out on the field. There's no way. The only card that does it is Ezel. So Vivian helps if you can get the effect off. Just bring pressure, because the deck's just a pressure deck in general. And then I run 8 10k Vanillas, 4 Galatins, and 4 Bowmans. So that's the deck. The tournament went pretty well. First, it was a how many rounds? It was 4 rounds with a top 4 cut. I think that's how it went down. About 24 people-ish entered. It's kind of funny. 1 guy got disqualified because he did not know you're not supposed to use this. He was using a bunch of the new Narukami. He foiled out all his Narukami cards, which I don't think that should be a big deal because those cards are already out anyway. But I guess they did. And plus, he was using the Narukami Break Ride for some unknown reason. I don't know what the Narukami Break Ride does yet, so I don't know. It might be really good. But he was using that. And I watched their game, and the opponent was confused and had no idea what the heck the Break Ride card. He never saw it before, and he was pretty tripping out when he saw the foil version of the 10k Vanillas and the 8k Vanillas. He thought those were pretty cool, but then when he saw the Break Ride, he was like, "Where did you get those cards?" He didn't know. He didn't get the memo. So the guy ended up just getting disqualified. The judge just disqualified him out. That was kind of funny. For me, first round was Descendant, and that was when I was able to pull off this. I was one of the few times I played 6 tournament rounds, and I only did the Special Duke Gansalot break ride like 2 times, and when those 2 times I did it, I guaranteed won. First round was Descendant, and I did the break ride. I won that game. He was pretty surprised on how efficient that was. I was surprised how efficient that was because he couldn't guard it. Because what happened with my column was like this. I had a full field, and what's cool about him is because he's food for Spectral Duke. So how was my field? My field was like this. I had that out. I had this out, and then I had this. This was like my field layout. And then I did the break ride. What was it? This column right here. These 3 units got the pumps. So this thing swung in for 19. This swung in for like 30. Yeah, this is 10. So he's 20 by himself, plus the 10 here. That's 30k column. So when he attacks, that's 30k. And then he perfect guarded it. Then I just sacked these 3 units. And then he stood back up, and he's 20k. So he's pretty strong. And then I swung in with this. And then he completely forgot to realize this is a 27k column. So he wasn't going to block. He can't block this one. So he decided to let this through anyway. Because he's going to die from he's either going to die from this or this. And this is 20k still, and this is still 27. So he lit that through. Round 2 of the tournament was another Descendant deck. Instead, I went the Gansalot Ezel route. I won like that. It was pretty nice. It was just a super giant column. You know, when he attacked, I think I got him to like 40-something. It's pretty big. I had actually, since I couldn't think of the number off the fly. What was the number in Japanese? So I had to pull out my calculator because I didn't want any confusion. Like I could have said it in Japanese, but I didn't know what it was on top of my head. So I just used a calculator to show him without confusion. Then the 3rd round was what did I play? It was like I think it was Nova Grapplers. I did the regular. I just rode Gansalot, and then I kind of just I didn't break ride, but I kind of just won like that. Just regular beats. Then the 4th round was, I believe, what did I play? What was the 4th round? I think it was, I played a lot of Descendants, so I would like to say it's Descendant, but I remember playing another clan. Oh, no, it was a Vermilion. Yeah, funny. Okay, so I played against Vermilion, and he just lost. I just beat him. I just did normal beats with Gansalot. Then on the top 4, that guy with the Vermilion top 4, I top 4, this girl with Tachikaze top 4, and then I think a Descendant top 4. So that's 4 of us, right? So me, so I ran the gold, Narukami. There's Vermilion, yeah. So Descendant top 4 also. So us 4 topped. The girl played against the yeah, the girl played the Tachikaze player. The girl that played Tachikaze, she played against the Vermilion, and I played against Descendant. I beat the Descendant. I did the Gansalot and Gansalot break ride to do that. It kind of sucks. Or was it Spectral Duke? I don't remember. All I remember is I break red and I won that game. He couldn't really do anything. Also, just so you know, my opponent could. I was at 4 damage of that game, and I had to let his Descendant attack. I couldn't block it. I had the power to block it, but then he would stand back up with critical, so I would lose like that. I don't want to lose to a critical Descendant effect, so I'd rather just bank it and take the Descendant hit and hope he doesn't get a crit. That's how I play it, so I had a chance at that, and it worked on my favor. So I beat him, and then the Vermilion guy beat the Tachikaze person, and then I played against the Vermilion guy, and I thought I was going to win, but the guy healed 3 times at the 6th damage. Every time I did a kill attack, he healed. So like the first time I did the Gansalot with Ezel, and he should have died. I attacked for the game, and he healed on 6. Then he swung at me, and then I swung back, and he healed at 6 again. And I was a little irked on the second heal on 6. But then he attacked me. I had almost no hand after that. So I did my final push for the game, and then he healed on 6 again. It's bullshit. Sorry my language, but I was pretty pissed. It's not like you win anything either. But it was my deck's debut. I was testing out this deck to see if it worked, and for the most case, it did work great. But then I lost to just silly sack with 3 heals on the 6 damage, and I was pretty disappointed on how that turned out. I mean, like, my deck was I think my deck's pretty unique. I just like my deck. It worked out pretty good on how I built it and the way everything played out. It's just that healing on 6 was lame. Alright, and that's my video of today. Later, guys.